So about 7 months ago now, my Kindle got stolen and I thought maybe nothing could replace it. But then I got the Kobo Clara Colour device. I've been using it ever since, and today I'm here to tell you all about it. Let's start with the obvious. The device is so light, like it doesn't really feel like anything in my hand. It's really comfortable to the touch, holding it in my hand, even for longer periods of times. Like never have I thought, not once, oh my god, my hand hurts from holding this, not ever. It's super light, super small also, because this is the equivalent of the Kindle Basic model, at least to the one I had before, which was the one 2022. I know they've updated the base model since then, but I think the size stayed the same. I even made a video of unboxing this Kobo reader, why I chose it instead of the Kindle company, Kindle brand. You can go ahead and watch it. I will link it somewhere here. And what I did not know back then, well, I actually realized once I unpacked the Kobo, and it is that it's made from a recycled material, which I mean, that is just amazing. That was an added bonus. And if you see it under the sunlight, this part around here kind of like sparkles. It looks super nice, super cute. You can't really see it now because there's no sun right now. I mean, I live in Lithuania and it's the start of the winter. Another thing that I immediately fell in love with the Kobo is that it has automatically the matte screen. I remember for the Kindle device, I had to buy like a screen protector that was matte because then it reflected, you know, the sun, the light outside less. This has it automatically. And people have also told me, I think on Instagram or TikTok, that I should not buy the screen protector for it, that apparently it somehow ruins the screen. I don't know why, I don't know how, but instead I got a case that has, you know, the closable front, I don't know what to call it, so then my device is kind of protected against like scratches and just dust and stuff like that. But to be honest, I do notice like fingerprints on the screen. It's definitely nothing disgusting, nothing dramatic, but it is a little bit noticeable if that bothers you. Now that I'm looking at my Kobo, I do see a little scratch, but I guess it's bound to happen at some point, you know. I think my favorite feature about the Kobo is that it has the turn on off button in the back up here, because the Kindle devices have it down here. I'm not sure if all of them, but the one I had, and all the time I would automatically press it, you know, because when you hold it like this, your finger was kind of laying on that button, and so all the time I was turning it off accidentally, and this never happens with the Kobo. And then especially when I have it inside the case, you know, you have to kind of go in with your finger to be able to press it, so really this never happens. It's really very practical. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. It is a color reader. Has it changed my life in a very impactful way? Yes and no. The colors look honestly really nice. I mean, the book cover that I have there right now is not that representative because it's just blue and white, so the colors are pretty subtle. This is what it looks like turned on and with the brightness all the way up. The thing is though, even though the colors made me excited in the beginning, you really don't use them that much, to be honest. You know, I was kind of torn between getting the basic black and white one and this colored one, and since I did have the budget for it and I felt like the price wasn't that much different, I got the colored one, but for a reason that I'm gonna talk about next. I think if I were to buy a new one now, I would get the black and white one. It's really nice to see the book cover like this, but since I have the cover that, you know, closes on the screen, you don't see it much. I never just take the Kobo, put it somewhere like this so I can visually see the cover. And then the second thing you use the colors for is highlighting. So you see you have these 4 colors: green, blue, pink, and yellow. It looks pretty cute, I have to say, but again, I feel like it's nothing that will make your life extremely much more easier. I do highlight sometimes, and I even try to kind of have a system between the colors, but the thing is I don't go back to the quotes. I put them in my phone in the app called Book Tracker, and then sometimes they randomly appear on my home screen or within the app, but I never never go back to the quotes on the Kobo. So I came to the conclusion that the color really did not add much to my experience, but it's not nothing negative. It's just for if you were ever trying to decide between the two, I would probably go for the black and white. For a second reason, which is the screen brightness. Actually, one big difference that I noticed was the black and white contrast. And I have noticed that when I'm outside and I'm not in the best lighting conditions, you know, when the sun is not out, when maybe it's getting a little bit darker outside, or for example, I'm on a bus, you go under a bridge and then all of a sudden there's not a lot of light. I don't see well the text without using the additional underlight feature. And I think on the Kindle it was more bright. And I have heard about this issue from various people, like on TikTok videos and stuff. They did say that this was maybe like a con of this device. Because of this, I end up using the backlight quite a lot, even though, you know, literally on like 4%, so it's not much, just to add a little bit of light to it so my reading experience is just more comfortable. But it could be something also affecting your battery. To be fair, I didn't notice that much of a difference with charging. The backlight is pretty good. I love it. I love that it has, you know, the yellowish tone also. I prefer it honestly even during the day, during the night. I just really love it. And that was one of the huge pros of the Kobo versus the Kindle, because the Kindle basic model did not have that. I'm not sure if the newer version of the basic model has it. Maybe they've updated it, but it's something really important for me. You know, a lot of people online talked about how the Kobo is super customizable. There's tons of options. I have not noticed that necessarily. I have talked about the backlight, where you can choose the brightness, also if you want natural light or not, which I'm not really sure what that means. You can also set an automatic change of the color. For me, I have it set to 9 p.m. Then you can choose the font size, spacing, margins, if you want the justification to the left, or, you know, justified. And now I'm noticing that there's something called advanced settings. So if I click on it, you can choose the font face, font size, and weight, things like that. But I've never really, I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna use it probably. And I think that's it, honestly. So to me, it didn't seem much more than, for example, the Kindle. Actually, I think I'm forgetting one thing, and that is you can set up the header and the footer. In the header, you can choose pages left in chapter, percent of chapter read, time remaining in chapter, and off. In the footer, you can choose pages left in book, percent of book read, time remaining in book, and off. You can also choose to show the book progress bar if you want to refresh the screen every couple of pages or per chapter. Honestly, I don't even know what that means. Then there's a dark mode, reduce rainbow effect. Again, don't know what that really is. And then there's some reading settings as well. You can choose how to swipe to next and previous pages, but I have it to the most basic ones. You know, you tap right here on the right side of the screen to continue, and then left to go back. There is one thing that I am missing, and it is for these header and the footer to choose to see the actual time, like what time it is right now. Usually I read on the Kindle when I'm on the public transport, so you know, I want to see how much time I have left or what time it is. And for that, you have to tap the screen so it appears on top, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I think I would like seeing it there just like all the time. And from what you've seen, I can't customize it like that. Or actually, when you're reading in bed and then you just want to know, you know, what time it is, if you should go to bed or you can continue reading. I forgot that option because right now I'm also reading physical books that I borrowed in the library. I'm very much enjoying that, so I'm switching in between the Kobo and the physical books. And I think this is something that people are worried about when thinking about getting an e-reader or talking about it. I think there's maybe two groups of people: the people who love reading physical books, you know, having it in your hand, smelling it, and just feeling it, being able to actually swipe or change the pages, and would never want to read on an e-reader. And there are people who really love e-readers and just read on that all the time. And I think that there is a sweet spot to kind of doing both of them, because that's what I do. And like I already told you, like on public transport, I usually just take my e-reader because it's smaller, it's lighter, I fit it into basically every purse, bag, pocket that I have. But I still still do really enjoy the experience of reading physically. Now I started going to the library, and also what kind of connects to that is, and I've heard Dylan Joseph talk about it in a couple of videos, I think we're kind of losing the natural selection of what we are going to read, meaning that a lot of the time we're just influenced by videos that we see on TikTok, on the internet, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever. Whereas in the past, it was more just going into a bookstore or a library and kind of like browsing, seeing what catches your attention. The choosing and selecting part of the reading process, I feel like, is disappearing a little bit, which is why I fell in love with going to a local library and just seeing what they have. Also, you know, they don't have all the books all the time because other people check the books out. So every time I go, it's very slightly different. And so I kind of have it divided right now, where on the go, I read on the Kobo. At home, I read my physical books. And to be honest, I don't prefer one to the other. I was actually thinking about making a video where I would compare, you know, which way is maybe more comfortable for me and which way I read faster or slower, just to see if there really is any difference between the two types of reading. One more tiny little thing about the software is that I remember with the Kindle, sometimes I would press the turn on button. It felt like it needed a little warm up before being good to go, but with the Kobo, I feel like it's super fast. If you buy the books through the Kobo app on your iPad, on your phone, it shows up automatically in the device. If you get the books from somewhere else, you do have to transfer them through a cable. You have to connect the device to your laptop and then transfer it, you know, drop the file into the folder of the Kobo. I don't mind that process at all. It's still super fast. It's just sometimes maybe a little inconvenient. For example, if you are somewhere on the go, or I did a road trip this summer, and like I said, if you get the books from other places, it's not possible to just virtually send them to the device, as far as I know. Which with Kindles, each of them have like a special email address. So if you want to send some other books in, you just literally send an email to the Kindle and it appears there immediately, which I liked. But like I said, I really don't mind the cable transferring system at all. There wasn't any situation ever where I would be like, damn, this is so bad, impractical. So it's fine. The only annoying thing about that is that the Kobo app doesn't register those apps. It doesn't show up there, doesn't connect. If you sometimes switch from the actual Kobo device and then maybe your iPad or your phone where you have the Kobo app on, you can't continue reading the book on those other devices if that's something you use often. For me, it has not been a deal breaker, but if it's something you use often, I think it's something to consider. Would I get this device again, and should you get it? I would say yes. I think it's a perfectly fine option. Quality, price, availability wise. If you're getting a Kobo, you're not supporting Amazon. Actually, I got my friend to buy this one recently. She's never had an e-reader before and she wanted to get one finally so she can join our book club and just to be able to travel around and read more comfortably and not having to bring physical books, because it really changes your life. At least it did mine. Now it did to my friend, and she got the Kobo black and white. I'm not exactly sure about the name. I think she's been super happy with it. It is a little bit cheaper than the colored one, and I honestly don't really have that many negative points about it. I've been really happy with it. I honestly can't really imagine my life without an e-reader anymore. And I mean, it's crazy because I really love reading. You know, this year I did a whole challenge of reading every single day. I also did a series called 12 Months, 12 Books because my sister gave me a flash drive with 12 secret books on it for Christmas last year. I'm just reading the very last one. So I've been using it really quite a lot. And one huge point that I realized after having a conversation about e-readers and reading with my friend, being able to get a book instantly. And I haven't even realized that before. You know, now when you just see a book that you want to read or you hear about it or whatever. For example, it happened to me in the fall on a random evening when I was already tucked in my bed and I was feeling it, and I just scoured TikTok, found something that I liked, then I found the book somewhere online, immediately downloaded it, and it was in my Kobo in about 2 minutes. Whereas with physical books, you have to go to a bookstore, you have to find it there, you have to buy it with, these days, a lot of money, to be honest. Or if you go to a library, maybe they don't have the book, or it's checked out, you have to wait for it, or even they still have it, but you have to go, you have to bring it, come back. So it takes more time, and with the e-readers, it's just instant. So that is a huge advantage of having an e-reader as well. But to look at it from the other point of view or perspective, you can definitely still enjoy reading and read today without an e-reader. It's not something you absolutely have to have in your life, but for me, for someone who travels a lot, who lives abroad, it has made my life so much easier, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to have it. This has been my experience. You can let me know about the discussion between reading on an e-reader, reading physical books, because I'm interested what you think about it. And also let me know if you have some other thoughts and pros and cons for the Kobo reader. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye!